The sky above Outpost 47 was an endless bruise of violet clouds, lit by the pulse of alien storms. Sergeant Elias Trent crouched beside the wrecked shuttle, his gloved hands slick with blood that wasn't human. "Hold still," he muttered, tearing open a medkit. The alien girl shivered, her translucent skin glowing faintly blue beneath the gash across her side. Her breathing came out in trembling gasps, each one sounding like a chord played underwater. "Please," she whispered. "Don't touch the wound. It burns." Her voice was strange, melodic, fragile, yet threaded with pride. "Then you're going to die," Elias said bluntly. He checked the scanner. Her blood was losing cohesion, molecules unraveling like mist in the wind. "You've got minutes." The girl's six-fingered hand clutched his wrist. "Human blood." "Compatible," she murmured weakly. "Exchange possible." "If you wish to save me." Elias froze. She was from the Lissari Dominion, a race that had invaded half of the frontier. Yet she'd saved him from a collapsing cavern only hours ago, pushing him out before it caved in, and now she was dying because of it. "Damn it," he hissed. "All right, fine." He jabbed a needle into his arm, setting up the crude transfusion line to her. The machine screamed warnings: non-matching species, viral incompatibility, biofield rejection, but he overrode every alert. "Stay with me," he said. Her eyes, pale silver, glowing softly, watched him as the first drops of his blood entered her veins. And then something shifted. The blue light beneath her skin flared, spiraling like veins of lightning. Her wound sealed itself before his eyes, the torn flesh knitting with a shimmer of iridescent tissue. Elias exhaled, half in awe, half in terror. She sat up too fast, her breath sharp. "It worked," she whispered. "You gave me life," Elias smiled faintly. "Just don't kill me later for it." Her lips curved in something like a smile. "I am Kalen of House Seraph. I will remember your mercy, human." And then the world went black as exhaustion took him. When Elias woke, it was night. The storm had passed, leaving a quiet hum in the air. The alien girl, Kalen, was sitting by the fire he'd built, her silver hair reflecting the flames. He sat up, groaning. "Still alive?" "Yes," she said softly. "Because of you." She was quiet for a long time before she added, "No Lissari warrior would have done the same for an enemy." "Guess I'm not a Lissari." She tilted her head, studying him. "Your blood? It changed something in me. I can feel your essence within my core. That's vaguely disturbing," Elias muttered, rubbing his temple. But Kalen wasn't joking. Her hand rested on her abdomen, and her glow had deepened, flickering in odd rhythms. Her species used bioenergy to regulate their genetic balance. His human DNA must have disrupted it somehow. "You're sure it's not just side effects?" Kalen's gaze lifted to meet his. "No, I sense a presence within, a seed of new life." Elias blinked. "Wait, what?" She rose gracefully, the firelight tracing the curves of her alien body beneath the torn armor. "Your blood did not merely heal me. It fused with me. Our species are more entwined than either of us believed." He stood, backing up slightly. "That's impossible. I just gave you a transfusion, not union." She finished for him, voice soft and strangely warm. "Perhaps to humans, no. But to my kind, blood carries more than cells. It carries spirit. Your essence reached my womb and awakened something that should not be." Elias ran a hand through his hair, heart pounding. "So you're saying my blood got you pregnant?" Kalen's eyes gleamed faintly. "Yes, with something neither Lissari nor human. Something new." For days they remained together in the ravaged wasteland, sheltering from radiation storms and prowling Lissari patrols. Kalen's strength returned quickly, too quickly. Her energy flared brighter each day, her body adapting to something unseen. Elias kept his distance at first, but curiosity and guilt kept dragging him back. One night, while repairing his helmet transmitter, he asked, "Does your people have laws against this sort of thing? Against bearing the child of an enemy?" Kalen's smile was sad. "Yes, they would call it corruption. My bloodline would be erased." Elias frowned. "Then we keep it quiet." "We?" She echoed. "You would claim it." He hesitated, staring at the alien stars overhead. "If what you're carrying is partly human, then yeah, I guess I have to." She touched his arm, fingers cool and trembling. "You are strange, Elias Trent. No human I've met would speak so. Maybe that's why I'm still alive." he said with a crooked grin, but in truth he was uneasy. He wasn't ready to be a father, to anything, let alone a hybrid child born from an impossible fusion. 3 weeks later, the patrols found them. Elias was scavenging for rations when Kaylen shouted his name. Energy beams scorched the dirt near her feet. 3 Lissari soldiers emerged from the ridge, their crystalline armor gleaming. "Kalen of Seraph," their leader barked. "You are charged with consorting with the enemy and carrying tainted seed. Submit for purging." Kaylen stepped in front of Elias, her body glowing fiercely. "You will not touch him." "Kaylen," Elias began, but she raised a hand. The energy within her flared outward, forming a shimmering sphere. The air crackled with plasma, forcing the soldiers back. Elias drew his rifle, firing at the nearest Lysari, but Kaylen's power dwarfed his weapon. She screamed, a sound like breaking stars, and unleashed a surge that hurled the attackers across the rocks. When silence fell, her glow dimmed. She swayed, collapsing into Elias's arms. "You can't keep doing that," he said hoarsely. "You'll burn yourself out." Her fingers brushed his cheek. "I will protect you. And the child. Whatever it takes." He swallowed hard. "Then we run, together." They fled toward the human frontier. The storms thickened again, violet clouds boiling above the mountains. Elias carried her when she faltered, his armor weighed down by exhaustion and worry. By the time they reached the border ruins, Kaylen could barely walk. Her glow pulsed weakly and her breathing was shallow. "The child is growing fast," she murmured. "It feeds on both our energies. I cannot hold it much longer." Elias dropped to his knees beside her. "Then I'll call for evac." "No," she interrupted, grasping his hand. "If your people find me, they will dissect what we created. You must protect it." He shook his head. "I'm not leaving you here." She smiled faintly, that same sad, luminous expression that had haunted him since the day he saved her. "Then I will give it to you now." Her hand pressed against her abdomen and a swirl of blue-white light gathered around it. Elias felt the world tilt, his veins vibrated, his pulse syncing with hers. Energy surged through him, flooding his chest with warmth and pain. When the light faded, Kaylen lay still. Her body was pale, dim. Elias felt something alive stirring inside his chest, a faint, pulsing glow that wasn't entirely human. "Kaylen?" he whispered. Her eyes fluttered open one last time. "Our child is within you now. Protect it. Let it choose its form when the time comes." And then her body dissolved into light, carried away by the storm. Days later, rescue teams found Elias wandering near the frontier line. He was silent, pale, but alive. Medical scans showed strange readings, foreign DNA integrated with his own, a glowing mass near his heart like a second pulse. He said nothing about Kaylen, nothing about what they had created. But at night when he closed his eyes, he could hear a heartbeat, soft, echoing, not quite human, and sometimes, when he touched the place over his heart, it pulsed back,